Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I'm going to do a brief walkthrough of ModMaster. So when you log into Zywave, it might look something similar to this. If I click this grid up here by the Zywave logo, on the product dropdown, there will be a dropdown that says ModMaster. Once I click that, that'll open up the application. So ModMaster is essentially a work comp calculator that's designed to do mod analysis and projection for your clients or prospective clients. Once this loads for me, you will see a few different accounts here within the system. So these would be your accounts. Who can you run mods for? If I were to open up Avalon Village, for example, it's going to historically show any mods or manipulations of a mod analysis that I have done. If I click this new mod up here in the upper right-hand corner, what we have the capability to do is to upload any state bureau worksheet, NCCI, New York, Pennsylvania, any of those independent states. We can get those into the system. So I have a desktop full of a lot of different worksheets, and I'm going to upload one, for example, here. We're going to do this NCCI eMod worksheet from August. Once I click import, that'll grab that from my desktop, and everything that comes off the group losses, itemized losses, payroll column on that worksheet, that all gets formatted and imported right into the platform. Now I'm going to get over 40 reports that I can use to help shape and tell the story of that specific mod. But before I do that, one piece I recommend putting in, and this does not come off the worksheet via the import, you want to put in the estimated manual premium. So what would their premium be if their mod score was a 1? Example's sake, I'm going to put in just $38,000 here and recalculate it. Now, the reason I did that is because you're now correlating the mod change and fluctuation to a premium or a dollar amount. So you can see here on the right-hand side, the controllable mod is 0.92, their average mod is 1, $38,000 what I put in. So what they're saying is the controllable tangible amount of what Avalon Village can control in this instance is $34,000. It's really important to put that dollar amount in there. If you're going to put in any manual entry, that's what you would want to do. I mentioned we have over 40 reports. I would say more than half of those reports are contingent on levels of loss detail that are not included on the mod worksheet. So think like department, body part, nature of injury, the cause of injury. We can't pull those off the worksheet because they're not included in the worksheet. However, if you wanted to either manually enter them, you could do that. We have a drop down, allows you to draw patterns for the insureds to see why maybe Department B has a higher chance of losses than Department A. Or up at the top here, we have an import from Excel. So this is something Zywave can also help with as well. In this instance, it might not make the most sense. There's only 2 losses across this policy period, but if there's a higher frequency of losses, we could import that level of loss detail. Now, if I go back here to the legacy reports screen, we are currently integrating and updating our reports to have a more updated look and feel. That is why it says legacy and new reports. While there might be 40 reports in the system, there's about 5 that I recommend running every time, whether it's prospect or client alike. First one is aggregate loss sensitivity. The next one that I like to run is loss ratio analysis. Specific loss sensitivity detail, and 3-year premium cost of various losses. I know this is only 4 and I mentioned 5, but the last one is the cover page because this would be branded to you. And then I can drag and drop it at the beginning here. It's kind of nice. And if I wanted to save these reports, I could save custom report names for myself as well. Once I download this here from the system, it's going to put together those 5 key reports for me. We got our cover page. This will be branded to you with your logo instead of Zytrain Agency. Aggregate loss sensitivity. I like this report because it takes what the mod score is of whatever you imported, and it puts them in the middle here. Now, if this 167 were to go up or down, what does that mean to the premium change? Remember, I put in $38,000 as the estimated manual premium. The mod goes up to 185. That's a $6,000 change in premium. Now, if it goes down from where they are, you can see what the premium fluctuation would be. I think it's really powerful to show where the premium would change should the mod score change. Loss ratio analysis is going to take those payroll codes that come off the worksheet. They're industry specific, and they're going to benchmark their expected loss ratio against those actual losses that have occurred for this company. I'm not going to read this paragraph verbatim to you, but essentially what it's telling them, the green, that's actually what happened. The yellow is what was expected based on their loss ratio within that industry. So you can see they're way out over the expected. Specific loss sensitivity detail, very powerful report. Any loss that has occurred for a mod that you ran, it's going to individually break down what that cost is. So $44,000 in this instance, that loss didn't occur. Their mod score is 1.27 as opposed to the 1.6 where they're at. So it gives you an individual breakdown of the impact of each loss. And then over a 3-year period based on that premium, how much is it costing me? And the last key report is 3-year premium cost of various losses. I like this one because it's a stagnant report of $500 to $100,000. And if the insured were to have a loss in between any one of these increments, it shows what the potential impact on the mod would be and over a 3-year period. So it's kind of a what if scenario, peek behind the curtains to let them know what a loss could cost. That's what I had on my agenda for the key universal reports. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is how to do a projection. So once you have a mod imported into the system, we're going to take this Halo Fire Protection here. That's actually the one I imported. What you would need to do is if you scroll over here to the right where it says copy, roll over, or roll back, I can actually push the mod effective date forward a year. And what this does in the system is it kicks off that oldest policy period. So now all I'd have to do is add on a new policy period. So it kind of becomes your oyster, your way to manipulate how you want this mod to look to the insured. You can put really whatever you would want here within the scenario. Once you move forward the effective date, that's really the only work that you would need to do. So I'll show it again here. If I click on this Avalon Village and click copy, roll over, roll back, it's going to automatically push the mod effective date forward. Once it does that, all I'd have to do is add on that new policy period. I'm going to do 23 to 24 here. Once I click save, what this is going to do on the next couple pages, you can see here for payroll, it doesn't have anything in that new policy period I added. So typically how I've seen others utilize this is they can track losses as they unfold throughout the year for a client, or they can use projections. So if Avalon Village calls me and tells me that they had a $7,000 loss, I could tell them before it hits the State Bureau how this impacts their bottom line. Very powerful product in the terms of the projection, especially with the reports. I appreciate the time today, and I will include some reports as well. If you had any questions, please reach out and I'd be happy to assist. Thank you.